Well, hi everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'd like to welcome all 128 subscribers. The fact that we're over 100 still blows my mind. I'm happy. I don't care. It's not 1K, it's not 100K, it's not 50K, but it is 100 and it is better than a 0. It is better than a 50. It is better than a 99. Okay? And I'm happy about that. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, welcome. And yeah, my name is Timbi Masego and I am a second year. I just finished my second year, going to third year, medical student. And I will be sharing everything on this channel. My life, medicine, everything you can think of. But today, firstly, I'd also like to appreciate the 200 and something views that I got in the previous video. That totally, I'm just happy. And yeah, it took a lot for me to do this video today because I have been sick. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I have a little bit of a flu. It's not the cocoa, it's not the COVID, it's not that, it's just a little bit of flu. So it really took some days of resting, like sleeping and like giving my body time to actually work through it. But anyway, that's whatever. We are back now, and I said I'm gonna make a video every week, and I stick to my word. Like, I try my best. Know that the day that I'm not able to do jack is the day that I will be lying on the floor and unable to do nothing. Anyway, let's start. So today I am wearing my scrubs, as you can see, and I decided to do like a little thing. Actually, they're a little bit bigger than before, which is weird because the size is small. So excuse me, but yeah. So I decided to wear scrubs, and the reason I decided to wear scrubs is because today I'm going to be speaking about medicine, and I thought, you know what, let's make this a thing. We'll call it scrubbing in with tea, and maybe soon it'll be Doctor's Tea. For now, I just have my name on my scrubs and my emblem, but like, maybe soon there'll be a DR there. But basically, this is to get me into the zone and into this whole, dream, so that I zone in and like feel medicine-y like. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so I did ask my audience from WhatsApp like any questions that they would have for me in my YouTube content and stuff. And I got a couple of questions that were pretty interesting, but I also had my own thing. And some of the questions I'll integrate into the other videos that I'm planning on doing. But today I will be addressing 2 of the questions that I got. And the one was like, why did I choose medicine? The second one was it easy to get into medicine? So I'll tell you guys the backstory of how I chose medicine, or how I ended up doing medicine in the first place. And you'll be very shocked. And yeah. You'll be very shocked. You'll be very shocked as to how I ended up here, but it's just the way the universe and God like align themselves, and everything just works out, and you end up where you're supposed to end up. Sometimes you don't think it is the best place to end up in, but sometimes it's where you're supposed to be. So we'll start at the beginning, which is the beginning of time when I was born. I was born and I knew the moment it came out of the womb. I'm just kidding. Okay, so how it happened is like, when I was younger, I don't know, the only career options we really had that I really knew of when I was younger was to be a policeman, a nurse, a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, and an engineer. Those are maybe like the 6 careers I knew of or knew about. Mainly because a lot of people around me were doing that, and we just never really, that's just it. That's all I was exposed to. So I ended up deciding that I'm gonna be a doctor. When I was maybe like in primary, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a doctor. Okay, back in primary, maybe I probably said I was gonna be a singer or something. I don't know. You never know these things, kids. So then I grew up, and I probably got to a point where I was like, okay, now it's time to make real decisions, and I just said I'm gonna be a doctor. Why? Because, baby girl, this was my reasoning. I remember very well. I used to say, I don't want to work in an office, and I want to, walk around and help people, and I'm a people's person. So, yeah, I can't be, have an office job, and yeah, so I'm going to be a doctor. And also because, parents, African parents, I don't know, my community and where I come from, if your child is studying medicine, it's like, wow, your child is, yes. So I've always been that person who I somehow just end up choosing what my parents want me to do, but like not because they want me to do it. It's like I want to do it, but like it's like they want me to do it too. I don't know. So anyway, that's how I came about that. And then I came to high school and I got exposed to accounting, and then it was like, okay, that's actually, I loved accounting. I was passionate about accounting. I was good in it. It's like, I feel like when you're good in something, you kind of gravitate more to it. So it was like a thing. Like I was like, yes, I'm gonna, like accounting is so nice. I'm passionate. Yes, 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 yes. Like the forces are all just, yes, accounting is the one. And then it was a whole dilemma of like, oh my goodness, this is an actual option. But yet again, I was very naive and young, and I was like, you know what? When you do accounting, you're gonna sit in an office and do general ledgers and CPJs and CRJs and all these things, and it's like that's not what accounting is. But at the time, that's all I knew. So I was like, yeah, so I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna wear heels. I'm gonna wear the white coats. I'm gonna work. And I'm like, now that I look back, I'm like, wow, I was so young and naive. But that's all. Yeah, that's like all I know. Because honestly, that's all I was exposed to. My parents were teachers. The closest person I knew to being a doctor was one of my aunts, and she's a nurse, and like that's it. I didn't know of any. Okay, I knew doctors, but like the doctors that I had encountered in my life, I hadn't really had the. I've never been to like a hospital. Okay, I was admitted when I was like 4 or something, but like I've never been admitted to a hospital after that. So the only encounters I had with doctors was like when I'd go for, if I have a flu, I go to see Dr. Mang Mang in an office, and they're sitting there and they like, you know, write your prescription, and that's it. I've never really had the whole thing of like actually seeing how it's like being on call. And unfortunately, I didn't do job shadowing before I chose my career options. I didn't do that. I was just like, well, you know. So now it was like a whole dilemma of accounting and medicine. So at the same, I was like, okay, when you're an accountant, you sit in an office. Sorry, man. Next, medicine is still the one. So grade 10, grade 11, and then matric came, and now it's like you're applying, and it's like there's actual options. Like now I have to choose 3 options of what I'm gonna do. So, you know, you fill out application forms, and it's like, okay, first option medicine. And honestly, at that time though, I was really considering accounting. Accounting was becoming an actual option, but like I was like, okay, it's fine though. Medicine's first choice, accounting is second choice, and then I remember chemical engineering would normally be my third choice, because it's like it was more of like a good career more than like a passionate thing for me. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I chose the right careers, if that makes sense. Like careers that I know would set me up for success. You know how our parents talk about, or like, you know, in my community, these careers are highly recognized, or like they're like really like if you do these things, it's like you really the bomb.com, you know. So it's like I chose those careers because I was like, okay, I'm a pretty smart person, like my marks allow me to do whatever I want, and I'm gonna choose like 3 careers that I know will secure the bag for me in the future. So those are the 3 that I chose. Then I went to this other camp. It was called the Psycha camp, and it's like basically South African Institute of Chartered Accountants. They're the ones who host the camp. So it's like you get exposed to what exactly accounting is. I remember. So you learn and you hear all these chartered accountants talk, and I was like, what? This is what accounting is. So it was above and beyond what I thought accounting was. Accounting was not just sitting in an office and being busy with general ledgers. Also, can you recognize that it's Christmas? So there's like a Christmas tree at the back. But anyway, it's whatever. It's whatever. So anyway, we got to the camp, and now it's like you hear all these accountants actually explain and break down what accounting is. And like now I'm doing research on careers. Like when I got to matric, which is weird because it's like it's too late now. You're applying. Why are you only finding out? Okay, I tried in grade 11, but honestly, it's so hard to find out about what a career entails on the internet. Like rather hear from someone. Rather, I'd advise anyone who is struggling to make any career choices, find someone who has done that career thingy. Like I feel like that's why these YouTube channels are so important and stuff, because this is needed. Like when I was in grade 11, I would have really loved to have someone break down what each career entails and what it is, so that I can make an informed decision, because trying to find out information from the internet is so hard. And like there were no YouTube channels like this, like where people would speak about medicine and what it is, and like, you know. So I honestly was very naive and I didn't know anything about the career choices I had made. So then we came to this camp, back to the camp story. We came to this camp and it's like we met all these chartered accountants and they broke down everything, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is actually like, it's not just sitting in an office. This is like, you get to travel sometimes, you get to, because I love traveling, I'm like, you get to travel, you get like big money and stuff, and like you get big checks and stuff, and like it's adventurous. It's like a challenge every day, because I loved maths, I loved numbers, I loved it, I loved everything about it. I loved accounting, I loved maths, I loved numbers. I was all for that. So I was like, oh my goodness, it challenges my brain, and like I have to be perfect and stuff like that, even though I'm not a perfectionist. Honestly, I don't think, accounting is honestly, maybe it would have been a thing for me, but like I'm not a very attentive person to detail. I am, but I'm not. I don't know if that makes sense. So I don't know if it would have been a good, it's probably, I am attentive to detail, because when I do surgeries and stuff, I'm gonna have to be looking at everything. But anyway, so it was like that, these people came and explained it, and I was like, whoa, I think I like accounting. I mean, I loved it as a subject, but now I think I like the career too. And now it's like, it's a real option. It became like an actual real option. So my parents were really chilled the whole time, because they were like, yes, our daughter chooses medicine, and that's what he wanted her to do. And yes, medicine, girl, doctor, I'm sure all African parents, yes, if you say you're a doctor, it's like, ooh, So they were chilled. And then now I come back home and I'm like, yo, bros, I think I want to do accounting. Did my mom not freak out? Especially my mom. My mom freaked out. She was like, hi. You can't change your mind now. It's like mid-matric year. It's like mid-final high school year. And we have decided. You made a choice. We want you to do medicine. You want to do medicine. You can't all of a sudden just pitch up and say you want to do accounting. What is that? That's another thing. They also didn't know exactly what it entailed. So they're like, what is it? Are you gonna get a job? Are you gonna get good money? Are you gonna get a new salary? Do you just study once off? Is it like a matter of, so it's like a lot of questions, and it's very valid for them to ask those questions. So I feel like a lot of kids also make decisions and they don't know what they entail. Like you say you wanna be something in marketing, and maybe you can't just do one degree and get into a job. Maybe you have to do like multiple degrees. I don't know. I'm just making an example that I don't know anything about. You're hectic. But yeah, so it's like, it was very good of them to ask me those questions, but like, they were also freaking out now, and I was like really, really considering accounting. I was like, I'm gonna be a CA, bruh. I'm gonna have that CASA at the end of my name, I'm gonna be Timber Masego CA, I'm not gonna be DR no more. And it honestly freaked my mom out. So then it was like, okay, cool. Now I'm very confused. I'm a 17-year-old girl in the trick. I've applied to all these varsities already, and it's like, I don't know what I want to do with my future. So it was like, I was very confused, honestly, for most of my matric year. And also my friends were like, but you're good in accounting and stuff. And I'm like, yeah. And my accounting teacher's also like, yo, there's this firm or this, I don't know what you call an accounting thingy. And they're like, they want someone to sponsor, are you sure you're going to do accounting? And it's like, yo, it's like now you have to actually make a choice. And I feel like it's scary, because that this choice is going to determine the course of the rest of your life. So it's a lot of pressure, and at the same time you're trying to get great grades so that you can actually get into the careers that you want to get to. So it's like your mind is everywhere, and it's busy. Honestly, I feel like it's a lot of pressure when you're in matric. You have to decide what you want to do with your future. You have to get good grades, because everyone keeps reminding you that your matric certificate is the one that's going to determine where you're gonna go. Your matric certificate is gonna be in every single one of your CVs, so you're like trying to work for that. So cool. And you're also doing sports. It was just a lot. Like I was doing a lot and thinking about a lot in matric. It was a very difficult year. Not a difficult year for me, but like a year where I had to really make tough decisions, which is cool, because in the end it all worked out. But it's fine. Let's get to the matter of the story, or the main thing of the story. So then it was like, I have a compassion, or like a passion for people. Honestly, I love working with people and helping people. That's the main reason why I chose medicine. I was like, I'm gonna actually get to help people. And I was like, with accounting, I can't really do that. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna find a way to help people. I'm gonna find a way to help people, with accounting. And then, so then the year progressed, and then it was time to apply for bursaries. So Another thing that I used, so my elimination was like, okay, I like both these things. Like, I have a passion for accounting. That's where my passion is. That's where my heart, not my heart, but like where I really enjoy doing this. Like, and if this is what my career entails, I'm gonna enjoy it for the rest of my life because I like this. Medicine, on the other hand, I like people. I have a passion for people. I want to help people. I want to make a difference in the world. So what now? It was the difference, or for me, it was a choice between living a fulfilled life by doing what I know I would like doing, if that makes sense. Like, I love impacting people's lives and knowing that I made a difference. And medicine would give me the chance or the opportunity to directly impact and make a difference in people's lives. On the other hand, there was the passion in accounting. My passion, I really was interested and I loved it, and I loved it. Like, I really just loved accounting. So it was like a choice between my own fulfillment or like my fulfillment and the rest of the world's fulfillment. Like, living a fulfilled and like purposeful and like impactful life, in a sense. Like, I don't know, it was between passion and fulfillment. That's basically it. That's the choice I had to make. So it was really difficult. It was not easy at all. So so then it went on, and then I was like, okay, you know what, since I can't make the choice, I will let other people make the choice for me, but not my parents. More like, I will apply for bursaries, and if I get an accounting bursary, I'm taking accounting. If I don't, and I get a medical bursary or a bursary for medicine, then I'll take medicine. And if I don't get for either, I will take medicine because that's what my parents support. So I was like, okay, cool. I applied for many bursaries for accounting. There's a lot of bursaries for accounting. Like, there's actually so many. And then for medicine, it was hard finding bursaries for medicine. I remember I only applied to one bursary for medicine and maybe like 4 for accounting. So this is why I say that, like, the God was like making sure that everything works towards where I should be. Maybe not where I want to be, maybe not where I think I should be, but like everything just ended up working to where I should be. So I ended up I applied to these bursaries, and the accounting bursaries rejected me straight up. Oh my goodness, it was the first time I was rejected for anything. Like, normally I get things pretty easy because I'm a good student, so it's like, I was like, what? All these bursaries rejected me. Like, they all rejected me. Imagine 4 bursaries rejected me. And I was like, if this is not the sign you are waiting for, I don't know what else God needs to show you that you need to go to medicine. So it was like, okay, sharp. Since I've been rejected by all these bursaries, obviously the choice is to go to medicine. So then I went to medicine, and I hadn't gotten a response from the bursary for medicine, but it was like, medicine. So then after that, I was like, okay, sharp, I'm going to do medicine. And fortunately, I got accepted to all the universities I applied to. I applied at what? UCT, UP, VITS, UKZN, UFS. Yes, those are the 5 varsities I applied to, and I got accepted in all of them. So that was the fortunate thing. Like, I actually had a choice. I remember it was like, because I wasn't sure, and it's like, when you're not sure and you get accepted everywhere, it makes the decision even more confusing. I remember people used to think, you're so lucky, which is true. I was lucky to get accepted everywhere, but for me, it felt like, oh my goodness, it would have been easy if I got rejected for medicine and like I had no choice and had to do accounting, or like I got rejected, or like I don't know. I kind of wish that everything else made the decision. It was hard for me to make my own decision, so I was like praying that everything else in my life would make the decision for me. So the varsities didn't make the decision for me, obviously. So then it was bursaries that made decisions for me, and I ended up choosing medicine because I was like, okay, cool. That's the one thing my parents are like, yeah, we will totally endorse you on that, and they have to pay the fee, so it's like, they kind of have a say. Like, they weren't comfortable with accounting because it's like, there's a lot of things you have to do with accounting. You first study, but then you also have to study further, and it's like you have to go work, and then you have to write certain exams or stuff, and then you get your qualification. So it was like, my parents are like, there's so many factors that could go wrong while you're doing that, whereas with medicine, it's just like a straight path. You study, you're done with your degree, you do your community service, you do your everything, and then you're just done. Like, there's no, you might or might not get accepted into your 5th or 6th year, there's no thing such as that. Like, if I just make sure I pass and stuff, I'm gonna finish my degree. So they were comfortable with that. So then yeah, I got into medicine and I accepted the acceptances. I remember at first, actually UP wasn't the, yeah guys, let me tell you something. UP actually accepted me last. UCT was the first one to accept me. Vets, I remember there was like reservation fees and stuff, so it was really scary. Actually guys, you know what, matrics go through the most, because you even have to make the choice after you get accepted, because now you have to pay reservation fees and all these things, and it's like, what if I don't end up there? I remember I paid my reservation fee to Vits. I still want my money back. And there was UCT and there was UFAS, and UP was pretty silent, shame, I won't lie. They were the last people to give me my acceptance, and I was like, okay, cool. But I didn't want to go to UP at the time, actually. Funny enough, I didn't want to go to UP. I wanted to go to UCT. I wanted to go far. I was like, if I am leaving Ermelo, I am leaving, Baba. I am not half leaving. I am gone. I want to go as far as possible. So I was like, yeah, UCT. And then it was like, UP accepted me eventually. And then I was like, okay, cool. I'm really doing this medicine thing, you know? This medicine thing is a thing. And that's how I ended up in medicine. But I'm somewhat gonna also integrate how I ended up at UP. So yeah, my bursaries made the choice for me for medicine. And honestly, I am happy with where I am, because I feel like this is where I should be. Medicine is not easy. It's not easy, and my why has changed from when I chose medicine to now. Like, my why was first like, I love you. You know the cliche thing, I love people. I love helping people. Guys, you get to varsity and you're like, but is the suffering worth the people though? But it is. It honestly is. And as much as like I'm doing it to help people and stuff like that, there's also other reasons, or now there's bigger reasons than that are pushing me to finish this degree beyond just helping people, which are reasons that I won't share because I feel like it's really personal to me. So it's like, yeah, that's I have other reasons now why I'm still doing medicine. But obviously I'm gonna work with people, and obviously I'm gonna help people, and that's a big factor of it. But like, there's certain scenarios and situations and things that I've gone through and things that I have, or things that I'm facing, or stuff like that is kind of pushing me to finish this degree now. But yeah, and then how I ended up at UP, I didn't want to go to UP. I honestly didn't want to go to UP, because for me, the main varsities were Vets and UCT. Like, oh my gosh, you know? But then I ended up at UP, which is honestly, I didn't think I'd end up at UP, because I didn't know UP very well before. Like, before matric, I didn't know UP existed even. I was like, when I got to matric and they were like, oh, there's an open day, you invited, there's junior Dicky and all these things. I was like, what is this Dicky? What is this Tux? What is this University of Pretoria? You know, I was very like, I didn't know at all what it was about. And then I got to matric and I found out about it, and I was like, okay, it's like a thing. So I applied and stuff, and I got accepted last at UP. I was kind of like, I don't care, I don't want to go to anyway, so it's whatever. And then I remember I got my final results, and I remember I got my final acceptances at UCT, at Vets, and then UP called like a week later, but their call was so sweet, it was so personalized. They were like, hi Tembile, is this Tembile? And I was like, yes, it's me. The others would like send me an SMS like, oh, you got your final acceptance for this. And I remember, oh my goodness, that was such a scary time actually, like in Jan, after you get your results of matric, and then it's like the university starts sending SMSs of what you get accepted for, or like your final acceptances and stuff. And then it's like, I got my final acceptance for accounting, for chemical engineering, and all these things, and none of them had given me medicine, and I was starting to panic. The problem was, I had gotten accepted into all these other universities, Vets and UCT for medicine, and it's like, now UP was silent. What is happening? And then, you know, and I was like, here's UP acting all exclusive. And then, but the acceptance was actually the cutest one, because they called me. The others sent me SMSs, but they actually called, and they were like, I was talking to Tembile Masego, and I was like, it's me. And they're like, I'm from the University of Pretoria, and I just wanted to tell you that you've gotten your final acceptance for MBCHB. And I was like, what? And I was so happy. I'd given up. I'd already been like, yeah, I'm going to UCT. I don't care if my parents say Jack, bruh, I don't have a choice. I'm going to UCT. But yeah, UP actually eventually accepted me, which was after a while, but like, it's fine, better late than never. And then yeah, that's how I ended up there. And then the other question I'll be addressing in this video is like, was it easy for me to get into medicine? Honestly, I won't lie, it was for me. But like I said, in all these videos, my experience won't be like your experience, and like what I go through will definitely not be exactly what you go through, and our paths are not the same in this life. Like how I'm supposed to get to my destination won't be the same as how you'll get to your destination. And that's a disclaimer I'm gonna make with all these videos. It's like, I'm gonna share my experience with you, but like I'm not gonna say that you're gonna experience exactly what I experienced, but it's just to give you like my side of the story, and then you can get your own side of the story. So like I was saying, was it easy for me to get into medicine? It was. I won't lie. When I listened to how other people got into medicine, I got the easiest route. I got directly into medicine. I was like 18 when I did my first year. I had good grades. I won't lie. I had good grades, but like I have many friends who had good grades and they didn't get into medicine and they didn't go to the university of their choice. And it's like, that's where you see that it's pure luck. It's like pure, not even luck, it's pure grace. It's pure, it's not something that you can control. It's not something that you can manipulate. There's no definite thing that if I do 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna get this result. Like if it happens, it happens. And it's like, I was fortunate enough to just go directly in. I got accepted to all the universities I applied to. Yeah, and all those things. I'm gonna tell you how in a separate video, how did I get into medicine. But you just have to always remember when you do this, like if you in matric or grade 11 right now and you like want to apply for medicine in South Africa, there's hundreds of thousands of people who want the exact same position that you're looking for. I know in our class, for example, we have like 300 and something people, and out of those hundreds and hundreds of thousands, you must be accepted in, there's like, I don't know, 5 universities in South Africa that do medicine, and there's an average of like, let's say 400 students in each, so that's like 2,000 out of all those. Okay, no, I'm lying, wait, 500 times 400 times 5, yeah, it's like 2,000. There's 2,000 spots for all these hundreds of thousands of people. And you have to think, you're not just competing with matriculants, you're also competing with people who just finished their BSc, people who maybe finished other degrees and they're coming back, people who are maybe nurses and they want to do medicine. There's a lot of people who are fighting for a spot. And it's like, if you get in, you are fortunate. There's no way of guaranteeing that you're gonna get in. But for me, all I did was just to make sure that I get good grades. I got pretty exceptional grades, and I don't know. I honestly don't know how. There's no recipe, like I said, because I know people who also did sports like me. I know people who did a lot of extramural activities like me, but they still didn't make it. People I thought were gonna definitely, and people who were extremely sure they wanted to do medicine. So it's like, it's pure grace. It's pure grace. And I won't say that I prayed better. I won't say no. Sometimes, like I said, our paths are so different. The destination might be the same, but our paths and how we get there, so different. So yeah, that's basically the end of this video. And this is a short snippet of why I chose medicine, and if it was easy for me to get into medicine, and how I ended up at UP. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this though. That's basically a long but short story actually. Like the original idea was probably going to take 1 hour, but I was like, you know what, we don't have 1 hour to waste, so I'm gonna cut it down. And yeah, I hope you remember to like, subscribe, and to comment and share. And if you have any more questions, you can write it down in the comment section. And yeah, see you next week with the next video.